everybody and welcome to our craft session for Live Well with Cancer. As some of you already know, Live Well with Cancer hold a craft and chat session on the first Saturday of every month. We didn't want this Saturday to be any different because just because we're stuck inside doesn't mean that we can't do our crafts. So we thought we'd do a quick instructional video for you with a little bit of craft that you can do at home, hopefully with materials that you've already got around the house. So it's nice and easy. We're going to make one of these pop-up tulip cards that you can make for friends and family, and we were thinking sort of like an Easter card, but really you can do them for any occasion, I suppose. Just a nice little tulip, and you could also do it with different sort of flower heads on there if you wanted to, so different little daffodils and whatnot on there. So it's something quick and cheerful that you can maybe do with the kids if they're stuck in the house with you at the moment, and hopefully you will have all these bits and bobs around the house that you need. So what you're going to need is 2 pieces of card. See here, I've just popped it, I've just cut an A4 piece in half. If you don't have card, you can always use paper. It's just that card's going to be more sturdy. That's all. Doesn't make a difference really, because you're going to stick them both together at the end. So really, paper would probably be quite sturdy as well. Coloured card is useful. So I've got lots of different little offcuts of coloured card here. But if you don't have any, then it's fine. Just use colouring pencils or colouring pens, and some plain paper or plain card, and you can make it all up with that. And that's going to make like your petals and your leaves for the inside of the tulip flower. So just this little bit here. Okay. You'll also need a pair of scissors, a Pritt stick, and you'll probably need a pen as well. Okay. So hopefully you'll have all of those little bits around and about. If you don't have Pritt stick, you might be able to use a bit of sellotape instead. Get a little bit creative with things. If you don't have the coloured card for the petals inside, you can maybe cut things out of like a magazine. Use little bits like that, bits out of newspapers and whatnot. It's up to you, but it's just a little bit of craft to get us creative. So do whatever you fancy with it. So first thing we're going to do, so we're going to make the stem for our pop-up tulip. So we're going to make this back bit here. Sorry, it's a little bit dark there, but this back bit here. That's the sort of stem for our tulip. So grab one of your pieces of card. And this is going to be the innards of your card. Folding it in half like that. I mean, really, you can make them any size. If you wanted to make it a bit bigger, then you absolutely can. I just prefer it to be sort of like a half A4 size card. That's just my preference. In the middle, we're going to cut 2 slots in the centre like this. So straight up, and then it's up to you how thick. I like quite thick so that it's quite sturdy. I've got with 2 slits in the middle there, okay? We're going to then open it up, pop that through, gets a bit fiddly, pop it through, and then holding it with your finger inside there, you can fold the card back again. See how it folds in there? And then should make a little pop-up there. Okay, so just to show you again, pop the 2 slits with the scissors just along there, and then opened it up a bit and pushed it through, closing it again to make a fold there, and there we go. Okay, now at this point I like to colour it in green because, well, it's a flower stem. You don't have to, of course, but yeah, use your coloured crayons, paint, whatever you've got there. And there we go, that's my little stem. Now, as you can see with the one that I did over here, I sometimes put like a bit of grass in the background, or you can get the kids to do it if you've got them around, or you can sort of print things off to pop in the background maybe. See, there's a little sort of egg motif there. You can always get things out of magazines if you haven't got a printer, things out of newspapers, whatnot like that. Okay, so we've got our stem. Next thing we need is leaves for our tulip. So I'm going to get all this out of the way, and because I don't have any green coloured card, I'm just having to draw my leaves on a plain piece of paper. I'm not the best at drawing, so please excuses. So just a sort of leaf shape here. Like that. And I'll sort of draw a bit of leaf there. Like I say, I'm not the best at drawing. But it doesn't matter, it's just a bit of fun. Colouring it in there with whatever you've got. I mean, really, I suppose you could cut out like pictures of leaves from a magazine or anything like that if you needed to, if you wanted to. If you haven't got any colouring pencils around, there's always something that you can use. You just got to use your imagination a little bit with it. Okay, so I'm gonna class that as a leaf. Actually, we'll need two, so I'll just quickly do another one over here. There we go. It's not worked out badly actually, those leaves. I'm quite impressed with myself on them. And these pencils literally left over from school. These will probably have something similar around your house yourself. Okay, so then we're going to cut out our leaves. Now, as I said earlier, if you have got card, it is better. It makes it a little bit more sturdy. But I don't have any more card than just those two. So just use paper and it's just as good. It's all about using what we've got around us. Getting a little bit creative. So we'll get our two leaves on the go. There we go. Two leaves ready to go. Okay, so next up, I'm going to get our Pritt stick. I'm just going to do two little dollops on the edge of the leaf there. Wow, a lot of Pritt stick came off there. Two little dollops on the edges of your leaf. And then get your piece of card and we're just going to stick them onto the stem. Like so. Okay, pretty straightforward so far. Hopefully you're following along. There you go. Okay, so next up is going to be our petals. Now I have done a bit of cheating and I have already made some petals, but we'll make one together whilst we're here, because actually I found this little piece of card whilst I was rummaging through all my craft stuff, and I thought maybe it might be nice to do like the middle petal this colour and then two other petals that colour. So I'm going to give it a go with you. So I've not practiced this, but we'll give it a shot. So the shape for your tulip petals is kind of like a teardrop, but it's got a nice rounded edge there. If you see on the one that I made for earlier, I kept the edges quite pointy on this and I didn't think it worked that well. So I'm going to have rounded my edges on these ones just a little bit. So you see you need 3 of those as it shows there. But for this new card that I've found, I'm just going to draw around it. I didn't use a template or anything like that. I haven't been able to find one. Well, I haven't tried to find one, to be honest. But just sort of free draw a tulip shape that you think would be nice. And as I said earlier, you can do it with all sorts of different flowers if you like. You don't have to stick with a tulip. You can do it with whatever you fancy. I just thought that tulips were quite nice for this kind of year. I love tulips. So cut out your tulip shaped petals, whatever card you've got around you. Again, I suppose at this time of year there's some quite nice adverts and things like that that are in magazines. And you could potentially use like the backgrounds from them for a bit of colour. Or of course, just use your colouring in pencils, colouring in pens. It would be actually quite nice if you've got really young kids and you want to make sort of like a card for their grandparents or something like that. Might be quite nice to get them to colour in the petals. Then it would look like, you know, completely created by them. So that would be really, really nice idea. Okay, next up, so I've cheated. I've already got my other ones, okay? You'd need 3 of them. That's what we're after. Okay, I'm just going to clear everything else out of the way just a little bit here. So with your 2 others, obviously, like I said, I've chosen to do one with this because I've just found it and I thought it was quite pretty. But originally, I had my 3 of the same colour. Okay. With your 2 outer ones, you're just going to fold them in half. So fold that one in half there. And it doesn't have to be exact. Flowers aren't exact, but they're still pretty. Okay. And the next one. And there we go. Folding it in half. Like I say, don't worry about it being perfect. Have you ever seen a perfect flower? Probably not, but you still think they're pretty. Just fold that one up there. Okay. So then, can you see how that comes together? Oh, I quite like that in the middle. I quite like that pink. Totally up to you though, personal preference. So, on your 2 outer ones, I'm just going to get you a little bit of Pritt Stick. Pop it together like this. Make it look like a little tulip there. Okay. Make it so that your corners, like the edge corner here, lines up with the bottom and in sort of in the middle of the piece of card. And then pop the next one in the same sort of orientation, you see, so that the middle goes together. And then the rest sticks on the tulip like that. Now that I've put them together, I don't particularly like the middle as much as I did, but it doesn't matter. It's here now. So next thing we're going to do is stick it all together. So I would tend to put the Pritt Stick on this bit rather on this bit so that you know exactly how much you need. Pop a bit of Pritt Stick in the centre of your flower, just there. And then pop your flower on top. There we go. The leaves probably could have done with being a little bit bigger, but because it's Pritt Stick, you can kind of move things about after it's done. It's quite good like that. I think that looks quite pretty actually. And there we go. Close it up again. And this is where your second piece of card is going to come in from earlier. So this is like your outside, because obviously you've got your hole here. That's not a very good card from the front. So you literally would just stick those 2 pieces together. Now if you've got younger children, or if you're a very good artist yourself, then you could design the front of your Easter card yourself. I, however, found this little bit of card in the drawer that I think is quite pretty. So I'm going to use that. Put your Pritt Stick all the way around your edges, down there, across there. That'll do one side. That's my front, so you want to make sure that your front's the nicest, obviously. And then the back. And then hopefully open it up, be like a little tulip popping up. And then I found this little meaty you bear eating some Easter eggs. I've no idea where I had that from, but that's the sort of thing that you find in the bottom of a drawer. So I'm just gonna stick him on the front there to make a nice little Easter card. And there we go. So once all that's dried out, that'll be good to send and good to go. You can send them friends, family, anyone that you're thinking about for Easter, because the post's still going, so you can still send them a little card. And it's like sending a little flower as well. And there we go. So if you've got any questions or any comments or anything, then I'm always happy to hear them. If you'd like to see us doing anything else for your crafts, then of course we're always happy to hear about that as well. But otherwise, good luck, and I hope you enjoy doing it. It's just something silly and little to keep you busy for a little while, but stuff that we can do with what we've already got around the house. And I think it's quite effective. I think it's quite sweet. And trust us, it doesn't matter how old you are, people love receiving a handmade card. Just shows that you've put that little extra bit of effort in there, and people really, really do like receiving them. So it doesn't matter if you've not got kids to do bits for you, do it yourself. People still love it. And it, makes it that little extra special. Okay, I hope you're all keeping well. And if you do need anything, please do get in touch, because we're more than happy to help. Okay, thank you very much, and happy Easter. Bye.